I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug?
I took away someone's mother, their grandma, sister, friend, when I had no right to do so.
This is Ricky Hand, facing charges for committing over 30 robberies.
Did you just give me 40 years, sir?
Yes.
CCTV captured Hand's final botched robbery at a shop called John's Drive-Thru. Hand thinks he's about to rob an unsuspecting owner. The robber approaches, hood pulled way down, and makes a beeline for the shop. However, the owner spots him on CCTV and wastes no time reaching for his gun. Hand got away, and John immediately called the cops.
911 emergency.
Yeah, this is John's Drive-Thru, West Main Street. A guy just tried to rob me and I shot him. He ran out the back door.
Okay, is he injured?
I think I hit him.
And John was right, Ricky was wounded. And not long after, he checks into the hospital to treat the bullet wounds, making it easy for the police to bring him in. Now in police custody, it doesn't take long for the detective to get him talking.
I did try to rob John's Drive-Thru. He got shot 3 times. I did a crime, I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to let you know.
There have been probably a half a dozen or more robberies. Now you're looking at John's, you're looking at this break into this beauty salon.
That's all I've done.
The beauty salon's a bonus because I didn't even know anything about that and you told me that.
I'm going to prison for a long time.
Well, you know that.
During interrogation and investigations that follow, the police discover a long list of crimes, including aggravated robbery, breaking and entering, safecracking, and kidnapping. In court, the judge announces the sentencing, but Ricky has brought a little homemade surprise.
Sir, what's this?
He pulls out a small pill bottle filled with his urine and feces and sprays it on his lawyer, and is about to start throwing the rest until 4 deputies rush him. Even crazier, a woman seems to enjoy Hand's outburst.
You can't play Jesus and God? What's wrong with you? You like man.
The pill bottle was one of many he had prepared and hidden in his arm splint. Springfield, Ohio Sheriff Kelly later admitted that Hand wasn't properly searched. For this stunt alone, Hand could be facing an additional felony charge. Ricky's reaction might have hit the fan, but at least he didn't get a chance to get away. Unlike in the case of Leonid Grazer, arrested in 2019 for the ritual murder of his 21-year-old sister, Ariada. According to him, Satan ordered him to do it.
Тебе решение суда понятно? Нет.
This sounds too much already, but Grazer is about to do something almost as crazy. Grazer's held inside a glass box while awaiting for his trial. First, he tests the slit on his cage door. Realizing the door is sturdy enough to hold him, Grazer tries to get away. The officers react right away. As soon as they turn their backs to him, Grazer springs into action, slipping through the top of the bulletproof cage into the ceiling. At some point, Grazer's pants have come off, but that doesn't stop him. Finally, officers decide to stop messing around and bring out the taser. It takes a few zaps before he gets the message. During his trial, he admits that he has no regrets for his crime. 18-year-old Grazer was sentenced to compulsory psychiatric medical treatment. According to Russian law, any other details on the final verdict are still kept secret. Not everyone can try a crazy escape in court. Some people just check out, like we'll see in this next case. This is Diana Lovejoy, now in court following her outrageous murder scheme. Lovejoy had conspired with her shooting instructor to kill her husband, Gregory Mulvihill. Thankfully, Mulvihill was only injured by the attempt. Both of them, of course, try to deny everything.
It would never
be able to do that. It's so painful that some people in this world seem to think that I would have it in me to do this.
I thought of my son growing up without a father. My father was killed. My father was killed when I was 24, and I still haven't gotten over that. I would not take a father from a child.
As the investigation revealed, Lovejoy wanted to kill her husband when their divorce turned messy in an attempt to win custody of her son. After a day and a half of deliberation, the jury finally reached their verdict. Lovejoy's reaction was surprising.
In the Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of San Diego, the people of the State of California, Plaintiff versus Weldon K. McDavid, defendant. Case number SCN 363925. Guilty of the crime of conspiracy to commit murder.
Alright, we're gonna need to take a break. We'll be done.
Shortly after, the courtroom was cleared and Lovejoy was given medical attention before she was taken to prison. Lovejoy's reaction may have been shocking, but at least it was honest, unlike the next one we'll see. This is Martez Abrams. During his sentencing, he's now being confronted with footage of his awful crime. Abrams was arrested in June 2019 after shooting and killing two of his managers at Walmart and injuring a police officer. During his trial, Abrams takes the stand to defend himself.
That's you shooting him, right?
Yes.
Okay, proceed. Stop it. Okay, look at the screen, sir.
Yes.
That's you shooting him?
Yes.
Things don't go his way.
And you admit that you shot him in cold blood?
Yes.
Proceed. And then stop. You shot him again, didn't you?
Yes.
While he's on the floor? Yes?
Yeah.
There. You shot him again, didn't you?
Yes.
All right. Now, after that, you went back to the toilet paper aisle, didn't you?
Yes.
Lit the store on fire.
Unfortunately for Abrams, his reactions failed to convince the jury. It takes them less than an hour to reach their verdict.
We, the jury, find the defendant Martez Terrell Abram guilty of attempted murder in count 3.
Abrams was sentenced to death for the 2 murder counts and life for attempted murder. Later, his stepmother weighed in on his sentencing.
This ranks as like number 3 of the worst things that could ever have happened in my life.
This defendant's reaction was just over the top. But how does that compare to 2 teenagers committing a murder just to get some pizza? This is 14-year-old Antonio Barbo in court for killing his great-grandmother while trying to rob her.
I took away someone's mother, their grandma, sister, friend, when I had no right to do so.
The haul for his crime, $150.
And what happened? How much money was there in there, cash?
About, I think, $150.
And where is that?
Some of it went towards food, and then we got pizza, and then some of it went towards weed.
On September 17th, 2012, Barbo and his friend Nathan Pate ambushed and killed Barbo's 78-year-old grandmother with a hatchet and a hammer. The crime was meditated by both Barbo and Pape, as they later confessed.
And why was this done?
At first, I wasn't wanting to. Like, we were in our garage through one of the doors, just like waiting.
Did you guys talk about this as far as what you were gonna do? Obviously, if you got a hatchet and he got a hammer and you got a ride from his mom, there was some thought about it, right? What was the discussion?
We were deciding if and how we were gonna do it, and then like how we would get a ride there, how we get a ride back, all that.
The Tino started hitting it over and over again. And he stopped. And he looked at me. And he said, "Nate, help." And I was saying, I walked over there. And then he started to hit it again. I was watching. He told me to hit her. I didn't want to. I didn't want to, but I wanted him hitting me, so I hit her twice, and then I walked away. Then he hit her. And then she was dead.
In court, Barbo gives all the gruesome details during his testimony.
What happened next?
We got in, and then I looked to Nate and nodded and shook my head as in yes or no. He nodded, and then I took the first swing.
Okay, and when you say that you took the first swing is with the hand axe?
Yes, sir. She started heading into the living room, falling.
And as she was falling, were there any more blows? Did you strike her again?
I hit one more time as she was falling.
At any point, did you not have the hand axe during this incident?
Right after that, Nate took it and he used it, the blade side of it.
CCTV would pick him up moments before the murder, buying wipes to clear away their fingerprints from what they expected would be a gruesome crime scene. Barbo was sentenced in August 2013, breaking down in tears halfway through his statement.
I know I don't show my emotions much, and I myself am not sure why. But that doesn't mean I don't.
I took away someone's mother, their grandma, sister, friend, when I had no right to do so.
Barbo and Pape were convicted of first-degree intentional homicide and sentenced to life in prison. They'll be eligible for parole in 35 years' time. By then, they'll both be in their 50s. Barbo and Pape's remorse wasn't enough to save them from their sentence. Let's look at a crazy case where a remorseful victim was spared prison time. This is Jordan Fuss, and he's facing charges for killing a 6-year-old boy while driving under the influence.
So sorry. I wish it was me. He did not deserve it. I did.
Fuss was arrested in 2014 after his drunk driving caused a crash that took the life of young Santiago Giraldo. According to a police report, he was driving at over 100 miles an hour just before the fatal collision. During his sentencing, Fuss was openly remorseful.
So sorry. I wish it was me. He did not deserve it. I did. I would give my life. And then I'm bringing him back.
But Santiago's father gives a chilling response.
May God forgive you, because I can't. You didn't just take my son's life, you took mine too.
Fuss's lawyer tried to ask for a reduced sentence, claiming that his client had tried taking his own life due to his guilt. Ultimately, he was given the lowest possible sentence for his crime.
The court imposes the lowest permissible prison sentence allowable by Florida's Criminal Punishment Code, 14.625 years.
A remorseful killer is rare, but what about a forgiving victim? This is Amber Geiger, a former Dallas police officer, until she killed an innocent man on her way home from work. On September 6, 2018, Geiger shot and killed Botham Jean, whom she thought had broken into her apartment. Turns out Geiger was in the wrong home to begin with. The released body cam footage reveals the moment police found Geiger shortly after the killing. Geiger admitted that she had entered the wrong apartment and that the shooting was a tragic error, but the prosecutors were not convinced.
We, the jury, find unanimously that the defendant did not cause the death of Botham Jean while under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from an adequate cause, and assess the defendant's punishment at 10 years imprisonment in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
Finally, the judge allows Jean's family to give their impact statements. However, Jean's brother's response is shocking.
I don't want to say twice or for the 100th time what you've or how much you've taken from us. I think you know that. But I hope you go to God with all the guilt, all the bad things you may have done in the past, each and every one of us. And I wasn't gonna ever say this in front of my family or anyone, but I don't even want you to go to jail. I want the best for you because I know that's exactly what both of them would want you to do.
Not only that, Gene's brother ends his unexpected forgiving statement with an even more surprising request.
I don't know if this is possible, but can I give her a hug, please? Please?
Yes.
Guer breaks down after his request. Even the judge joins Guer in prayer before she's finally taken to prison. Guer was convicted of murder, and she'll spend 10 years in prison, even though Gene's family asked for 28. She won't be eligible for parole until September 2024. Now, forgiveness is a rare thing in these sorts of cases, but what happens when an offender is so violent, not even the system wants to have anything to do with them? Like in the case of Nico Jenkins, an extremely mentally unstable individual and serial killer.
I want you to understand something, and I'm going to say this very clearly. I was not there. Only thing I was hearsay, not hearsay, but to say, like, okay, my religion of Katoni Asumpel, that's the underworld. He was like on the Mummy, the Black Book. So this was them, my little cousins, the one that were in the house with me. That when I got served the search warrant.
Right.
This was their ritual of sacrifice. That's why y'all don't even understand, man. I don't understand how hard this is for me right now, because I'm portraying my family. Do you understand it? This is not just me. I understand one family's getting closure, you know, but I'm literally betraying my family and my bloodline. After that woman's husband and children, that woman's husband is grieving right now. This is not just some psycho killer that just wanted to go trophy. I'm documented psychiatrically disordered. I'm documented chemically imbalanced. This is a fact.
Jenkins confessed to the 4 murders while being interrogated for an unrelated charge, claiming they were done in the name of Apophis, the Egyptian serpent god. He was helped in one of these murders by his sister, Erica. And while some would say he was pretending to be insane, Jenkins' wife explained in an interview.
He's not pretending to be crazy, he's real life crazy. Nico specifically told me that Apophis gives him orders. It was this voice that came and was just like, if you do what I tell you to do, if you follow my demands, then I'll make sure you're safe and make sure you're okay. Whatever happens in the justice system happens, but at the same time, I just want my husband to get help. Whether if he has to go to death row, or whether he has to do life without parole or whatever. I just want my husband to get the mental help that he needs.
Jenkins was convicted for his crimes and given the death penalty, but that wasn't the end of his story. Seeing his unhinged behavior, the judge ordered Jenkins to be assessed for competency, as a mentally ill person cannot be sent to death row if they don't understand what they've done. Shockingly, the Lincoln Regional Center, the psychiatric hospital he was assigned to, refused to take Jenkins in without giving a reason why.
Instead of sending a psychiatrist or somebody from the regional center who could explain why, they sent a representative from the Attorney General's office who could not answer questions. He did not know what was going on. He was a water carrier, and that's all.
It takes a whole year for evaluations to be performed by multiple psychiatrists until he's declared competent and labeled a psychopath by one of the doctors. The psychiatrist is later fired for voicing this opinion.
Yeah, he's insane. He's a psychopath. He's both. You could be both. You can be insane and a psychopath. He's impulsively aggressive. I mean, I wouldn't go to cell with him. He invited me in. I said, I'm not coming in yet because I don't trust you.
During his time in the psychiatric hospital, Jenkins repeatedly mutilated himself, including carving 666 on his forehead. Finally, after years of investigations and trials, Jenkins was once again given his sentencing.
Therefore, this panel finds that the death penalty is appropriate, should be, and is hereby given for each of the 4 murders by the defendant. It is therefore the sentence of this court as follows. A Class 1 felony, death. A Class 1C felony, 45 to 50 years to run consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7, and 10. 45 to 50 years to run consecutive to all murder convictions at counts 1, 4, 7, and 10, and count 2.
Erica, his sister, was sentenced to life plus 100 years in prison for murder and an additional 7 years for attacking Douglas County jailers in 2015. The victims' families had their own heartbreaking opinions to add to Jenkins' final sentencing.
I'm ready to go home and heal. That's what I want to do. I'm tired, I'm weary, and I'm ready to go home. I don't never want to see this place here again.
Even if Jenkins' death penalty conviction is repealed, he'll still need to serve 450 years in prison for his crimes. A century in jail seems appropriate for murder, but you can get that and worse, even if you don't kill anyone. Like in the case of Ryan Stone. He's facing charges for carjacking, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. Stone began his epic crime spree in 2014. First, he stole a car with a 4-year-old boy still in the back seat. He then led police on a 100-mile-an-hour chase, endangering many others as he would drive against oncoming traffic. When Stone rams into another car ahead of him, wrecking his own, he tricks his way into stealing his victim's car, leaving the driver stranded in the middle of the road. His escape attempt ended in a near tragedy when he struck a Colorado state trooper who was trying to lay down strop sticks to take out Stone's tires. At last, Stone totaled his final car. With the police immediately on his tail and no vehicle to himself, he ran as far and as fast as he could, but didn't get far. Later, as Stone talked to a female visitor in prison, he would show no signs of regret and also expressed how he was planning to profit from his crime.
Hey, did you know I made the news in the UK and Australia? So, Channel 7 News, I believe, is going to be the one that gets paid for that. Well, I'm going to contact Channel 7 News or have you contact Channel 7 News or somebody, a lawyer. Tell them, hey, look, I want to get paid. You guys aren't getting paid using my name and my video footage as my evidence, and I'm not getting paid. I'm getting paid. Hey, everybody's like, hey, fool, I'm not can't say this publicly or anything, but you can drive. Even the cops in here are like, hey, you can drive, bro.
But when Stone finally faced his sentencing, his bravado simply melted away.
About making international news, this, that, and the other. That was within the first week of being arrested. Still coming off of drugs.
The judge wasn't convinced with his display. Therefore, Ryan was convicted of 18 charges, including attempted manslaughter and child abuse, and sentenced to 160 years in prison. Now, some people just have a knack for getting themselves in deeper trouble, like in this next case, when the defendant owned up to it, and then some. This is Alan McCarty Jr. He's facing charges for threatening to kill a judge and her unborn child after she ruled against him in a child custody case.
The litigation for her.
Yeah, I want to report a crime that's about to happen.
What do you mean a crime that's about to happen?
Yeah, there's about to be a crime that's going to happen if my kids don't come back to me, you stupid. Because your stupid judges don't want to bring people to the courtroom. I got a gun pointed at the building.
Sir, what is going on?
Who the you call her, sir, you stupid. What's your judge warrant at? You gonna bring that bitch out in handcuffs and I'm gonna execute that son of a right in the street. I'm letting you know I'm gonna shoot this. You good? Give her my kids.
Where are you at, sir?
I just told her I'm outside of her building waiting for her to get there and I'm gonna pop a gas in that.
Naturally, following these death threats, McCarty was taken to court, but surprisingly, McCarty wasn't done putting himself in deeper trouble.
No, I'm not. I'm not under oath. All right, raise your right hand. I'm going to swear you in. I'm not under oath. Ready to participate here? No, you threatened my life the other day. Thank you. I am not under oath. This is being done unconstitutionally. These all took my kids unrightfully. You want to allow my witnesses here?
He was sworn in.
No, I was not sworn in.
Yes,
I've never been sworn in this court. Bring the camera back. He's making this up.
After McCarty's first outburst, the judge offered him the chance to stay in the courtroom during the trial process. McCarty had some choice words.
No.
All right, do you want to testify then?
No, I don't. This is all being done unconstitutionally, unrightfully. And I came here respectfully before you even started acting like a little rich my daddy owns the building and I look like a idiot, huh? Brought your dress today, you little
Finally, the judge had ordered him to be removed from the room, but even that wouldn't slow him down.
Alan, we're right back through.
mother take all my paperwork so I can't show these people? You want to take all my paperwork from me, lock me in a cell, naked all night?
The following month, McCarty returned for sentencing. Unfortunately for him, the next trial was more of the same.
What a bunch of guys, you stupid piece of
Then also,
You threatened my life, you
in the
you
With the proceedings seemingly happening on McCarty's terms, the judge finally had enough.
back room.
Suck my No, I'm not standing. Not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
McCarty was charged with an additional 10 days in prison for his outburst, on top of his existing 20-year sentence. Some people go on these sentence landing rants. Other people just want to chill out. This is Spencer Boston representing himself after being charged with speeding and possession of marijuana.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Boston. He said he wants to represent himself in this case.
In court, Spencer tries to plead his case for legalizing marijuana.
Yes, sir. I think it's very unfair, the marijuana law here. I think we the people deserve better because marijuana is a very harmless drug, and it's been around for ages, since the 80s and 90s.
But the judge quickly shoots him down.
I've heard that baloney all my life, so don't go any further on that.
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether it's good or bad. All I know is Tennessee still has it against the law. I swore to uphold the laws, and I have to uphold the laws as a judge. It probably is unfair, but I can't change it. You've got to go see the legislature to get that changed.
Yes, sir.
And if you get it changed, I'll be the happiest man in the world because I won't have to fool with it.
Boston responds by taking out a joint, striking a match, and lighting it up. Almost by complete luck, no one in the courtroom notices. Not the bailiff with his back turned, not the judge sitting across from him, not even the crowd of staff all around him.
Fine, then you make another speech. 87. Yep.
Boston lights up and gets a good long drag before everyone finally notices. In the blink of an eye, he's about to be led out of the courtroom when the judge gives one last order.
Take him to jail. Take him to jail.
Boston was jailed for 10 days for contempt of court and was released on a $3,000 bond. Later, he was interviewed about this bold move, where he defended his actions.
I was trying to think of how to get it in without getting caught, because I knew that it's marijuana, it has a smell to it. I said, we the people deserve better, because it's ridiculous.
You pulled that joint out. Was there actually marijuana in it?
Yes, sir. There was. It was very good stuff. It smelled good, smoked good. So if I didn't get caught with a simple possession, I wouldn't be there in the first place doing that and disrespecting them. It was just a way to grab attention, and now I will do it right from there. Like, I would never do something like that again.
Even more incredibly, however, another member of the audience overdosed on opioids just 1 hour after Boston's trial. Watch the man in the second row slumping. A deputy notices and approaches him, realizing that something's wrong. Thankfully for the man, a nurse nearby recognized that he overdosed on an opioid and administers Narcan, saving his life. Boston later commented on the situation.
I heard there was an overdose in there. So I was like, really? And I'm like, that's absolutely unbelievable.
In a tragic turn of events, Boston's life was cut short on January 21st, 2021, after a tragic car accident on I-40 in Tennessee.